It seems like a never-ending struggle when it comes to keeping all the laundry clean, putting all the dishes away, and keeping the house clean or generally picked up and tidy when it comes to doing general house maintenance. I feel like I struggled with laundry for years. Didn't matter if I was married or I had one kid or two kids, and now we actually have a third kid along the way. I was constantly struggling with laundry, and so here's some hacks that I've learned that have helped me get faster at it and generally get it done quicker. I feel like that was the exact same thing I said, but basically I've just gotten faster at this. Some of you that may have more than two kids or three kids or even four kids, I did reach out to a mom friend of mine who has four kids, and so she gave me some of her tips, and I will be including those in here as well. We also do cloth diapering, so that's like an additional load a week. Tip number one, you've probably heard this one before, but it is doing a load a day, and I'm not playing. Doing one load a day and folding it and putting it away really helps with that. It's the folding and the putting away that people forget to do, or at least that I forget to do, because I would do one load a day and then let it pile up in the corner and then be like, I still never got all the laundry done. No, you need to do a load a day and put it all away. The goal is that wherever your laundry basket is that houses all of your clean clothes, that needs to be put away in its home, empty, or with the minimal socks that are left over at the end of the day. A key to accomplishing this is having actual anchor points during the day. So when you wake up, right after breakfast or before breakfast, you start the load. At this time, nap time, lunchtime, wherever it is, that load gets moved over to the dryer. So there has to be an anchor point where it's like, this time of the day reminds me to do this part as well. And then you also need that anchor point of at the end of the day. So if it's like at 4 o'clock, I'm going to look at dinner and start dinner. And maybe while that starts cooking, I'm going to start putting away the clothes. Let's be honest, 4 o'clock is actually really hard to try to do that. So maybe not 4 o'clock, because if you've got toddlers that are crazy and screaming and you're trying to do dinner at the same time, maybe that's not a good idea. But right after baths, right before baths, right after the kids go to bed, there needs to be a specific time that you are willing to put away the clothes. I firmly believe that the best cleaning schedule is the cleaning schedule that works for you and your family. So it doesn't have to be that you start the clothes in the morning. You can start them at night. You could take all the kids, put them in their baths, and then immediately go start the laundry. And then the next day you can switch it over. Doesn't matter, as long as you have those points of time that you know, I need to switch the laundry over, or I need to start the laundry or start folding. That's what needs to happen. Moving on from that tip, my absolute favorite tip, which I did not follow this time around, but it is to have your clothes pre-sorted. What does this mean? So I saw a video of a lady whose husband was like a pattern engineer, and she had 7 kids, and her husband noticed that she was spending hours and hours sorting and then folding and putting away the laundry. So he came up with a system of every kid gets their own laundry basket. So for their family, it works for them in the sense of every kid gets their own day that they do their laundry, they take their basket in, and they had a system of you wash, you fold, and if there's already clothes in the washer, then you move them over and you move that kid's basket over to the dryer as well, so they know that's where it is as well. We don't have that many kids, but I do like to try to separate the kids' clothes, so I'll let them kind of accumulate their clothes a little bit more. And my daughter will get her clothes washed maybe on Monday. My son will get his clothes washed on Tuesday. We'll get ours washed on Wednesday. We go ahead and combine mine and my husband's clothes because our closet is right here. It's not that big of a deal to sort our own clothes. What's hard is when you're sorting your clothes, your kids' clothes, your other kids' clothes, any cloth diapers, any towels, like you're sorting everything. And then you have this whole pile of like all these little tiny piles, and then you gotta go put them away. Like that is so much work. So we save a lot of time by pre-sorting, and occasionally I will also put in my children's clothes in the same batch and just wash them at the same time. Like if we need to go somewhere and we don't have any pants for them, then they just both go in the same batch. But it works for us because my husband and I, since there's 2 of us, we usually need to wash our clothes twice a week. Then my kids get once a week. Then the cloth diapers get another time a week. So if I didn't forget a day, there's still an extra day where I can do extra things. So I could do the sheets on someone's bed. I could do the blankets on the couch. I could do the pets' blankets that they sleep on. Like there's always a point where you're like, oh, I need to wash these clothes, or I need to wash this article of clothing, but I still also need to wash the clothes. So if you can arrange it to where you kind of have an extra free day And then if you also follow the Sabbath and you don't want to do clothes on the Sabbath, then try to see if you can arrange it in that sense. Those are my biggest time savers. Other time savers include trying to wash mainly on cold because that's going to protect your garments for longer. At some point deciding that that sock does not have the pair and throwing it away. I will hold on to a sock though. If I really want it to find its mate because I like that sock, I'll hold on to it. But if it's a sock that's like my kids have already grown out of it, it's time to go. It's time to get out of here. You're taking up too much space. My husband and I also don't have dressers. We just have our closet. So we actually hang up all of our clothes. So I don't even have to fold any of these clothes. I just put them in the pile and then I hang them up all together. My kids have dressers and we don't really use closets for them unless it's something fancy like a suit jacket or it's a like really nice dress that could get wrinkled if it gets thrown into a drawer. But everything we really just like put in a drawer. For babies and young toddlers, I don't even fold their clothes. I just throw them in the drawer. If this drawer is onesies, this drawer is night clothes, this drawer is pants and those types of separates, and this drawer is bibs, I don't fold them. They just go straight in. And if you have too many clothes where all of the items and articles of clothing are like shoving themselves out and it's hard to get them all in, even if they're not folded, then that's your cue to probably go through them and see if there's any that are too small or see if there's any that are just too stained that you don't want anymore. You don't even gravitate towards them. It's time to get rid of those. Because if you're staying on top of your laundry schedule, then you don't need that many clothes. And we have a small dresser for my little girl. But if there's a point where these clothes are just coming out of her dresser drawer, then we've got to figure something out. So my friend that has 4 kids, she suggested color coding. So they save a lot of their sorting time by color coding. So whether it's a tag that has the color on it or that child just wears the color orange all the time, that is an option as well. Another tip that I don't follow, but a lot of people do, is finding socks that they're exact same color per kid. So this kid has white socks, this kid has black socks, and you just have to match the socks, but you don't have to find the exact match. Versus if you've got socks that are a different color pink, then you've got to find the exact match to the sock. Which I would like to get to that point, but right now with my kids being toddlers, it's a little bit more difficult because I'm always buying them socks, like new things in the next size. I do really like these socks that have the sizes on them because, for example, if my son has like a red sock that's like this, and then my daughter has also the red sock that's like this, you can tell which one is hers based on the month sizes. And for the next kid, you already know which one it is, because I can't tell you this tote that I have that has all of these old socks in it that are matched. I don't know which one is the newborn sock and which one is the 18-month sock because it doesn't have one of these on it. But I have not found those in a single color yet. They are all in different colors. All I'm trying to say is laundry does not have to control your life. The laundry sitting in the corner does not have to be another guilt trip for you. You just need a system to make it easier and to make it simpler for you. If you're overwhelmed and overloaded with laundry, something is not working and you've got to figure out what to do to make it work. Do you need to get rid of some clothes because you have too many and so you don't have to wash them until 2 or 3 weeks later? Do you need to get rid of some towels so that you have to wash your towels once a week? Or do you need to simply let go of all of the socks that don't have pairs, because that's a giant pile and every time you get down to that pile, that's a whole nother hour of trying to figure out a pair. Either way, finding a system doesn't have to be the entire system, doesn't have to be everything that I've suggested, but it can be something to start you out and to get you just a fraction of a bit better, because we are striving for progress. We're not striving for perfection. All right, I still got more to fold and I've got more to film, so I will talk to you guys later. Did I forget any laundry saving tips? If I did, please leave them in the comments down below because we could all probably get a little bit better at this laundry system.